Here's your Pilates mat workout to tighten and tone up your entire body. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a mat Pilates workout which is going to tighten and tone up your entire body. We're really going to focus on your posture and strengthening through your core and through your spine. So this is especially great for if you work at a desk all day and you're sitting down a lot. This is fantastic if you're an office worker or a student and you sit a lot. So really, really great for your postural health. So you don't need anything to start. We're even going to do a gentle warm-up on your mat. So you don't need anything to start, just yourselves. So have a seat. And if you just want to sit cross-legged, and you can just release your hands to your knees. We're going to be sitting up tall on your sit bones here. I just want you to lift your shoulders up to your ears and relax them down. And again, lift those shoulders up and exhale, release them down. Shoulders up, exhale, relax, and again. Now I want you to reach your hands forward. Now I want you to reach your hands towards me, and then draw your shoulders around the back of your rib cage and open up through your chest and collarbones. And then again, reach those hands forward, and then draw those shoulder blades back to pull your hands back towards you. And then again, reach forward and pull those shoulders back around the back of the rib cage. One more time, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, draw them back. And release it down. Now we're just going to come into our 4-point kneeling position. Hands underneath shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to take a cat and cow stretch from here. We're just going to round through the spine. And inhale, release, look forward. Drawing those shoulder blades apart, scooping the belly in and up. And inhale to release, look forward. Good, and again, 2 more. Inhale, release, look forward. And last one. And bring it back to neutral. Just sit back into your shell stretch. Have a little release here. And we're going to roll it all the way up to flip it around. From here, just lying down on your back, just to relax through your lower back. We're going to take a nice spinal release here. Arms can just be out to the side. You can keep your feet on the floor and drop your knees over to one side. Inhale them back and exhale them back up to the ceiling. Inhale them to one side and exhale them back up to the ceiling. And last one. Bring it back to center. Plant your feet on the floor and then reach your hands up to the ceiling. Now we're just going to take some arm circles. Reaching the arms overhead, circling them out to the side, down to your hips and back up to the ceiling. So when you do this, you just want to be sure that you don't let your rib cage pop open. We want to maintain abdominal stability while we do this. Watch that we don't release the rib cage here like this. I want you to keep that rib cage closed. Now reverse your arm circle. Take those arms down, around out to the side, overhead, and up to the ceiling. Just warming up through the shoulder joint. It is a freely moving joint, so we want to make sure it moves freely. Give it a nice circle around. And releasing your hands back down to the floor. Now from here, the last bit of our warm-up, we're just going to bring those heels right underneath your sit bones, and we're going to peel our hips off the floor. Peeling your tailbone, then your lower back, and then your mid-back. Reaching your knees out in front of you, so you have a nice long line through the body, and then slowly melting your spine back down to the mat, releasing one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone releases at the end. And again, tuck the tailbone. We go through our imprint. We peel the lower back, the middle back, and then we press through those shoulder blades and reach those knees longer. Press through the floor. Find that glute bridge, and then slowly lower each vertebrae back down to the mat. And again, peel the tailbone off. Slowly lift one vertebrae off the mat. until you reach your glute bridge, holding it up here for a moment, squeeze those hamstrings and glutes, and then slowly melt your spine one vertebrae at a time back down to the mat. And we're just going to do one more. And then slowly lowering yourself back down. Now from here, we're just going to lift one leg up to tabletop, and then the other. We're going to flex the feet. We're going to keep those knees over your hips, and from here, you're just going to take your heel taps, pressing one thigh away, and then back up to tabletop. Press the other thigh away, and back up to tabletop. Well done, guys. Keep going. So the one thing we want to just think about here is keeping that lower back gently pressing into your mat by gliding your bottom ribs to your hips. This is your imprint position. So if you've lost it, just reset, glide those bottom ribs down, hold that imprint, and then keep legs going. We have 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, we're just going to pop those feet back down. Hands are going to come behind your head, and we're going to take ab prep. So from here, we're just curling the head, neck, and shoulders off the floor. Curl, lift up, shoulder blades just off the floor, and then release to lower down. Exhale, curl up, release to lower down. You have 4 more. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. To stay lifted, you're going to reach your hands forward, hold it here, and start to pump your hands to the floor. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in and out. If you want to make it more challenging, lift one leg and then the other back up to tabletop, and keep those arms pumping. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. If you want more, bring the knees in and stretch them away. Breathing in and out. In and out. In and out. Last set. Bring them in, hold, and release, lower it down. All right, you guys, from here, keep your knees in tabletop. We're pressing one leg away, bringing it back in, and then changing. So that leg is going to go into your single leg stretch. And if you want more, hands come behind your head, and we lift the head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. And if you feel good, we can switch those legs at tempo to switch and change and change and change. Good. And if you want even more, we add an oblique twist to twist across, twist across, twist across, twist. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, release your head down to the mat. Hug those knees in for a moment. And now we lift those legs up to the ceiling. This is your rollover prep, so we lower those legs down. Exhale, lift the tailbone off the mat. So we lower. Exhale, lift. And lower. Exhale, lift. And if you want a little bit more, we can take the full rollover. So you lower the legs, lift, and we reach those feet overhead, down, up, and then slowly release your spine back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. So you lower, exhale, lift, tap those toes to the floor, lift, and slowly lower yourself back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. So make any of these options work for you guys. You got this. And bend those knees back in, give a little hug. And now, we're just going to extend our arms and legs long. Flexing your feet. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, roll yourself all the way forward. Reach forward over your toes. And then tuck the tailbone under and slowly roll yourself back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. And again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, roll yourself all the way up. And slowly roll yourself back down to the mat. Good, we have one more. And sit up tall at the top. We're going to bend your knees here. From here, we're going to tuck the tailbone under, scoot up, roll yourself back, and reach yourself forward, and take your island through your knees. Roll yourself back, and reach your hands forward towards your, over your toes and up through your knees. Scoop up, roll back onto the back of the sit bones, trying to keep the spine round like the shape of a C. So you have a C curve here as you reach back and reach forward. And last one. You sit up tall at the top. Now from here, you're just going to cross your feet and reach your hands forward. So from here, I'm just going to bend one elbow, twist to the side, and then reach forward again. And then twist to the side, bring one elbow back behind me, and then release. And twist, release, twist, and release. For 4, and 3, and 2, and last one, to release. Roll your shoulders down and back, and now we're going to flip onto your front. So from here, we're going to start working through the spine and through your back. If you just lie down and have your feet underneath your sit bones. So from here, I'm just going to start with my hands underneath my shoulders, and I'm just going to slightly hover my head off the mat. So I can dive my hands, shoot them forward, and then I sweep them around, and I reach them back to my hips. So it's a brush stroke here. Dive forward, inhale, sweep the hands around, and we lift the chest a little bit more off the floor, but keep looking down at your mat. Try not to lift the head up and crunch the neck. So watch the first breath, and then don't look at the computer anymore, or your TV, or wherever you're at, or your phone. Get the move, and then you can do it properly. So inhale, reach forward. Exhale, sweep those hands around and lift. Inhale, dive forward. Exhale, sweep it around and lift. Good, we're doing 2 more. And last one. Hold and lift. See if you can keep looking down at your mat. See if you can lift a little higher, stretch those arms a little longer, and release it down. Now from here, we're just going to extend our arms in front of you, and we're going to hover your hands and feet off the floor, keeping the back of the neck long, lift the opposite arm to leg, and then change. So we're fluttering the arms and legs for your swimmer, and then when you feel good, you can flutter those arms a little bit quicker, and switch, switch, switch. Just keep breathing. Last one. And release. Hands come under your shoulders. Push yourself back to your shell stretch to release through your lower back. and then bring it forward. We're coming into a push-up position. So we're gonna bring our knees together and then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. So it's a narrow tricep push-up position from here. You just bend your elbows, they glide past your waistline, and then you push the floor away. Inhale down, exhale up, squeeze those triceps. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. 4 to go. You have 4. And 3. And 2. And last one. Push yourself all the way up and sit back into your shell stretch one more time. You can bring those knees apart a little bit and release. All right, fantastic job, you guys. Now we're gonna focus on those legs a little bit. So come onto your side and release yourself down. What we're gonna do is just bring your bottom foot, so it's going to the bottom corner of your mat, and the top leg is just going to release back behind you, but in line with your hips. So that's reaching straight down, and then your bottom leg is reaching to the front corner of your mat. So with this bottom leg, we are lifting up, tapping it forward, up, and tapping it back. Up, tapping it forward, up, and tapping it back. It goes up, down, up, back, up, forward, up, and back. You have 4. And 3, painting a rainbow. And 2. And last one, holding it here. We're gonna bring that bottom leg back to your top leg to meet it. Lift that top leg a little higher and see if you can reach your bottom leg up to your top foot. And then really slow it down. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Keep going. Lift, squeeze, and lower. You have 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and releasing it down. Now from here, we're going to just relax your head and hands down. From here, we're gonna see if we can lift your head and your legs off the mat together. So we lift up and reach your hands to your toes here and relax it down. And again, lift and reach and release it down. 2 more. Lift and reach and release. 1 more time. Lift, reach and release. Bring that hand back underneath your head and bend your knees in. Bring your feet so they're just underneath your hips. Now from here, we're just lifting the top leg up and down. Up and down. Lift, lower, lift, lower. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1 to hold it up and pulse it up. Up, up, little squeeze, feel the outside of the thigh and glute. Now from here, hold it, tap the knee down and lift it. Tap it down and lift. Down and lift. Down and lift for 4, and 3, and 2, and last one here. Now from here, I just want you to lift that leg so it's more in a parallel position. I want you to circle the leg up and around in a big circle. Up and around. Up and around. Try to keep the rest of the body still and reverse that circle for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Stretch that leg out, lift it higher, lift it a little longer, reach to it, and relax it down. We're now gonna flip around to the other side. So if you come onto your side, and you're going to bring your bottom foot so it's reaching to the front corner of your mat, and your top leg is just reaching long right underneath your sit bone. We're lifting it up to tap it forward, up to tap it back, up to tap it forward, up to tap it back. You're painting rainbow. You got it. 3, and 2, and last one, 2, reach it behind you. Just slide that bottom foot so it comes right underneath your top leg, so you're one straight line. Now we're just lifting that top leg a little bit higher, but keep it in parallel, and lift that bottom foot to meet it, and release, lower down. Lift and squeeze, release, lift and squeeze, release, just squeeze, release. 4 more for 4, and 3, find that inner thigh, 2, and last 1, release. Now from here, we're gonna lower that top leg. We're gonna lower your head down. We're gonna take the top hand off the floor and see if we can reach this hand to your toes here. So we're going to lift and reach. Find that waistline and relax it down. Keep those hips stacked. Lift and reach your hands to your toes. And release. 2 more. Lift, reach. And release. Last 1. Lift, reach. And release. Well done, you guys. Bend those knees in so that way your feet come underneath your hips, hand back underneath your head. We're lifting that top knee up and down for your clam. Up and down, up and down. Feel that outer thigh, feel the rotation for 4 and 3 and 2 to hold this last one. Up, 2, pulse it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we get to rotate it down and up, down and up. Feel that squeeze. You have 4 and 3 and 2 and last one to bring it halfway so it's in parallel to circle it up and around. Up and around, big circle. Up and around. Up and around to reverse it for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. To now stretch it longer, reach a little higher, reach the hand to it, reach, 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 reach. Find that side cinch in the waistline. And release. Well done, you guys. Flip onto your back. And from here, we're gonna go into your glute bridge. So take your feet wide today. Heels on the outsides of your mat. Toes could be off the mat. And we're gonna just lift those hips straight up and down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. So it's almost like you're in a little bit of a turned out position to hit a few different muscles into those glutes. Good. 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 to hold your hips up. Now we're dropping those hips down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down, up, squeeze, down, up, squeeze. Give me 4 more here, and 3 and 2 and 1 to hold. We're gonna lift onto the balls of your feet to go a little higher. Lift those hips even more and pulse your hips up. Lift, 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 and squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it. Now we're gonna swing those hips. Squeeze the right glute and lift that right hip. Squeeze the left glute, lift the left hip. Swing it right to left, right to left, right, left, right, left for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch those knees longer, lower your heels down, and lower your hips down. Hug your knees into your chest. Awesome, you guys. That was great. Woo! And slowly roll yourself back up to your seated position. And just to finish, we're just going to take some side bends. So if you are on your side, bend your knees. That bottom foot is resting on the floor. Top leg is just crossed in front of your ankle. Bring your hand quite close to your hip. And from here, top hand is going to just lift up and palm up to the ceiling. And you're going to lift your hips up and reach. And sit back down. And we lift up again. And lower it down. 2 more. And if you want a little bit more challenge on these last 2, stretch those feet out just a tiny bit. Don't go too far. So that way when we lift, we can zip those inner thighs up, take a full side bend, and then bend those knees and bring your hips back to the floor one more time to lift up and hold it. And release it, lower it down. Change over to the other side. So you have your bottom leg on the floor and that top leg will cross in front of the bottom ankle. So hand down, top hand up, and we press up onto that bottom knee, side flex, and release down. And again, lift up, side flex, to release it down. 2 more. And last one. And now we can just scooch those feet out a couple more inches and your hand 1 more inch out as well. So that way this time you can lift those hips up, zip those inner thighs together, and take a full side bend here. Hold it and release it down. And 1 more time. Lift up, zip those inner thighs together. Find that strength. Find those obliques, find those inner thighs. Woo. And release, lower it down. Well done. All we're going to do to finish here is come back to your position here to lie down on your mat. Hands underneath your shoulders, feet wide, and all we're going to do is press your chest off the floor and take it into a nice swan stretch. Breathe into it here. And exhale, release, lower it down. If that felt too much, just press up enough so your bottom ribs come off the floor. That might be enough for you today. And then release it down. Pressing away. Releasing it down 1 more time. Lengthening through the abs, giving your spine a nice extension stretch. And relaxing it down. Well done, you guys. Press back onto your heels. Give a nice stretch here. And roll yourself all the way up. And that is it. Thank you so much for joining me for this mat Pilates routine. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel your whole body feeling tighter and more toned. Leave a comment on the boxes below. I'd love to know what you think. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new workout, which come out every single Monday here on my channel. And if you aren't following me on other forms of social, find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until then, I will see you next Monday for another amazing workout. Bye, guys.